Senator Tom Holland, Senator Rick Billinger, Senator Richard Hildebrand,
Here.
Senator Holscher, Senator Wilborn. I know he's online as well. Senator Sollentrop. There's Senator Wilborn. Senator Sollentrop. I think I heard him say yes. Representative Finch.
Here.
Representative Wynn.
Here.
Representative Ballard. Representative Hawkins.
Here.
Representative Mason.
Present.
Representative Arnberger Blue.
Here.
Secretary Burns Wallace. Will Lawrence. John Yeary. Mr. President, there are
I counted at least 11 audio or video.
Yes,
Is that what you got?
yes,
So that is a quorum. So we will proceed with the meeting. But first, we'll recognize our Advisor Gordon Self, who also sits as the secretary of this commission.
Mr. Chairman, Gordon Self, Revisor of Statutes and Secretary of the Commission. I wanted to just brief the Commission on why we're here today and our task and a little bit of history. The Kansas Commission on Interstate Cooperation was statutorily formed in 1941. There were variations of it prior to that date. But basically, the task of the Commission is to carry forward participation among the states in organizations like CSG, Council of State Governments, and NCSL, the National Council of State Legislatures, to cooperate with other states through compacts, et cetera. And then an additional function is to work together with the other states to make recommendations and share drafts of uniform laws that are appropriate to be considered by the various states to promote uniformity of law throughout the country. This commission is made up of 7 members of the Senate Interstate Cooperation Committee, the House Standing Interstate Cooperation Committee, and the Governor's Committee. The Governor's Committee, the Senate Committee is named by the President. The House Committee members are named by the Speaker. The Governor's Committee is by statute and is made up of the Secretary of Administration, who's an ex officio member, the Attorney General, who's an ex officio member, the Director of the Budget, the Governor, and 2 members to be appointed by the Governor who may be officials, administrative officials, or employees. One of the responsibilities, as I indicated, of the Commission is to appoint 3 of 5 members of an advisory committee. And this advisory committee, one of its critical roles is to serve as uniform law commissioners and participate in the various activities of the Uniform Law Commission, which involves attending the annual meeting, but also much more so being involved in the consideration and development of uniform laws that would then eventually be presented to the various state legislatures for their consideration. In addition to those 3 members, there are 2 statutory members of that advisory group or uniform law commissioners, which is the chairperson of the Senate Judiciary Committee and the chairperson of the House Judiciary Committee. The three members that I indicated They are to be appointed by this commission upon recommendation of the president of the Kansas Bar Association. You have in your packet a letter from Cheryl Whalen, who's presented you the Bar Association's recommendations. Currently, there are 2 vacancies from our commissioners, and that's the basically the reason that we're here today.
Thank you, Gordon. Any questions from the committee or those online? Seeing none, thank you, Gordon.
Thank you.
Now, for as representative of the Kansas Bar Association, Chair recognizes Whitney Dameron.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. I'm Whitney Dameron. I represent the Kansas Bar Association. I appreciate Gordon going through the history of this commission and the Bar Association's authority to provide recommendations to this committee for consideration. You have a letter that was distributed from our president this year, Cheryl Whalen, who is here, who made the recommendations to the commission, and if appropriate, I'd like to call upon her to make a few brief remarks. And then we also have Joe Molina from the Kansas Bar Association with us as well. Any of us can stand for questions. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Whitney. Cheryl, welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and members of the commission. Thank you for having me here today. The Kansas Bar Association nominated the Honorable Sarah Warner and the Honorable Athena Andea because of their experience in writing clear and concise opinions and their history and the practice of law of focusing on excellence in writing. Judge Andea, as you know, worked for legislative research for several years and drafted legislation for this body's review. And so she has experience with Kansas legislation and will be a great asset to make sure Kansas is well represented in the committees she's involved with. The same with Judge Warner. During her confirmation hearing for the Court of Appeals, she had a conversation about the Oxford comma. And these folks, they have the qualifications needed. The Uniform Law Commissioners, their work is tedious, it's detail-oriented, and it takes a special individual to want to do this work, a special individual to have the background, and both Judge Andea and Judge Warner have those characteristics. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Committee, any questions for Ms. Whalen or Mr. Dameron? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the nominations and make the appointment of Athena Andea and Sarah Warner. Representative Hawkins.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we accept the nominees and vote them favorably.
Okay, so to be clear, the motion is to accept the nominations given and appoint them to the positions. Is there a second? Second by Speaker Reichman. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. Thank you, everybody. That is actually the end of the business today, so we are adjourned.